So, a little sudden stop there. Trying to get in here and check everything out. Hopefully everything goes okay with the broadcast tonight. We are actually under high wind advisories, so the show may be a little short. You never know. Hopefully not. But we'll check and see what's going on. So, with that, it is that time of the week, Wednesday. And we are back, we are live, and you are listening to Beyond Sight and Sound, Metal Detecting and Treasure Hunting Radio for you, the always valued and appreciated listener. And let's see here. We got Utah in the chat. Striker's in the house. Oh, the talented Miss Tam. Ohio Relic Hunter, Relic Dirty Hands, shout out to our Canadian friends. Trooper Bry is in the house. Beer Barrel, shout out to Mr. Engel. And let's see here, looks like Robbie. New name there, I'm not sure I recognize that one. So for everyone tuning in, welcome. Thanks for joining us. And also, on to some other things. This week, or within the past week, we'll say, the hobby suffered a loss. And it was a rough time. But we would like to... Beyond Sight and Sound would like to do their part in showing our respect for our fallen digger and have a moment of silence for him out of respect. For those that had seen the posts, I'm sure that you know who I'm referring to. I am referring to NC Digger, Tom Williams. It was an unfortunate day when the news came. Very sad to see him go. Our thoughts and condolences out to his family, prayers and support. We will be keeping them in our thoughts. On to a little better news for those who have seen the name Relic Dirty Hands in the chat. She has actually embarked on a new project. You may have seen the posts. Soon there will be some videos showing up on a new YouTube channel that is operated by Relic Dirty Hands. It will be Relic News. And let's see here. We've got a caller. Who do we have? 803, you're on the air. Hello. 803.
Hello. Hello, brother. 803.
Well, hello there. How's it going? Can you extinguish your device you're listening to us on?
How's it going? Can you extinguish your device you're listening to us on? Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
We'll give him a second for the feedback to go away there.
Give him a second for the feedback to go away there. Give him a second for the feedback.
Okay. Apparently the call dropped out. So, as I was saying, Relic Dirty Hands will be beginning her new channel, Relic News, on YouTube, where she will be sharing different news of the hobby. Check it out. Contact her if you've got anything. She loves to hear from the diggers. Maybe you've made an interesting find, something going on with the hobby you'd like to discuss with her, anything like that. Oh, another Canadian friend in the house there, Pink Power Alley. So hello to Allison. But check out that channel. Hopefully, we've gotten everything covered as far as any sort of news announcements that are needing to be covered. And don't forget, Thursday night, Family Campfire with Utah. Friday, Detect America Live, which I guess is another thing. If people have seen the post, DA has started their GoFundMe for the DA Kids Christmas Project. Make sure and check that out. You may be inclined to help bring the DA kids an interesting Christmas. Maybe get some young digger into the hobby. So, I guess, since that pretty much covers all of that, we should probably get on to getting the other folks in here. So we're actually on. We've got Dirtbandit in here tonight. How's it going, Kenny?
It's going good, man. Going good.
And along with us, too, we've also got Mr. Leighton Harrington. How's it going, Leighton?
Going pretty good there, Josh. How you doing there, Kenny, tonight?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Good deal.
I heard you're up with the winds. I don't know what Kenny's getting down south, but up here in the Northeast, we are getting torrential rains in the last 30 hours.
Ooh. Well, we today anyway, it was about 75 degrees and sunny. That's about all I can say. So, but I have a feeling that's about to come to an end.
I feel for you.
Yeah.
Kind of like when we were talking to Vic last week, right, Leighton?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Jeez.
Oh,
you know, he was into further rub it in. He said something about it never ever, hardly ever gets frost down there. So it's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was just a little bit of salt in the wound.
Yeah, tough to handle, I guess, huh, Ken?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, but I'm just fortunate enough that I can dig through the soil year round.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. Well, who knows? I guess that's why they call us snowbirds, right? We all head south, and then, you know, come summertime, we come up northeast again.
That's right. Speaking of northeast, maybe come nicer weather, I may have to make a little jaunt that direction.
You are welcome to come this way. I want you to come dig some New England relics, buddy.
That's right. Can't beat
winter.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. See what, because the scenery up there is just phenomenal. Some of the pictures that Leighton posts.
Oh,
Speaking of posted pictures, though, since it is open lines, we don't necessarily have a set topic. Posted pictures. I saw where you posted a dog tag today, Leighton. So happy Veterans Day, and thank you to all the veterans out there.
Absolutely.
Hey, amen, brother. That's what I say. Thanks to all the, you know what, if it wasn't for those men and women that served in the past and in the future, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. So,
right.
You know, a great big thank you, shout out to them.
And I saw that somebody had mentioned that there is actually a Facebook page that's dedicated to trying to return these lost dog tags, apparently.
Yeah, my buddy Tony, that belongs to the Silver City Treasure Seekers Club that I belong to, told me the name of it. And yes, so I made a short little blurb and sent them the information about the dog tag that I recovered last winter in the water, and I'm hoping to get the finder the tag back to this guy. Hopefully, I can get it done. I mean, it's been almost a year.
Right.
Right.
That would be very cool, and a great time to post it too, being Veterans Day like that. And if we've got any veterans out there who are in the hobby, hey, give us a call. We'd love to hear from you tonight.
Now, guys, you bring those tags up. Do you remember? Let's see, last year or the year before? I don't know what magazine. It may have been American Digger. I don't know, but they had a story about Normandy Beach, and a guy somehow, I don't know, he was metal detecting on that beach and found a dog tag from one of those soldiers, and they did indeed return it to the family.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and you know, it's really, Normandy, they would have been stainless steel, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
You know, so it's, for some people it's just a piece of metal, but can you imagine the impact that it had on that family?
Right.
Just to be able to get that tag back.
Yeah, well, when one of those guys went to war, it wasn't just that one person or woman at this day and age.
That's
when
right.
one of those people went to war, it was the whole family that went to war at that time.
That's right.
Everybody was impacted at that time, and still today.
Oh yeah, I mean, in any time of conflict like that, whether it was the Revolutionary War, Civil War, World War I, II, Desert Storm, you know, it impacted not only the people that were directly involved, but also the family members and extended family members that may have been indirectly involved. Looks like we've got a caller. Go ahead, caller.
Josh, good evening. How are you?
Stryker.
Yes, sir.
Ah, how is it going, sir?
I am doing good. Enjoying Veterans Day, U.S. Navy.
Oh, so you are a veteran.
Yeah, I'm not that old yet, but if you ask Swansea, I am.
Yeah, I'm sure Swansea would chime in and say, you've got to be, what, like, I didn't realize they had the Navy back then.
Well, yeah, they did. You know, they had the wooden ships that were pretty creepy, but, you know, it made key hauling a lot easier than doing it on a carrier. So.
Well, that's true. That's true. Well, thank you for your service there.
Oh, you're more than welcome. So, I understand you got Mr. Leighton and Mr. Kenny on tonight.
Yes, we do.
Good evening, Stryker.
How's it going, man?
Good. Kenny, how you feeling? You sound good.
Yep, I'm about there, man. I hope to be. I think I'm gonna be digging this week if I can.
A couple of more months, you'll probably be up for some sexual activities. There.
Well, you know, the offers.
Well, I guess it depends on how he goes with hanging off the cliff.
Jeez. Wow.
He's
Sucker
healthy enough to
punched.
pay for it. His doing it's a problem, right?
Yeah, I reckon, man.
It's kind of like
One of those mind is willing, body maybe not.
Well, that was the old
Guys
joke.
are comedians.
Well, that was the old joke back then. It's like, you know, an hour's worth of sex, that included a half an hour of begging.
Yeah, I don't do much of that.
Well, I got a question for you, Stir.
Uh-oh.
You ever mess with any of the Coil-Tech coils?
No, not as of yet, but I've been contemplating one.
I see. Well then. For some people, they may have noticed that Coil-Tech has been working on coming out with some new coils, and recently just issued a release about their nice camouflage watt coils.
Nice.
Yeah, they are kind of snazzy. They're kind of trying to dress their coils up a little bit, just a little something different other than your traditional black or white or brown or what have you.
Maybe they'll come out with an orange one for deer season.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm in for that.
Yeah, I was going to say, Leighton will be first in line. He's probably already on the waiting list.
Oh, yeah.
I agree to that. You know, if you're swinging a camouflage coil, you know, it's kind of like unfair to the chipmunks. You know, if they don't see that thing coming.
That's true.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, out of
swinging
nowhere, they
nothing
get
in camo
clubbed.
during deer season.
Kenny, have you been out at all?
No, I haven't. Just the Ohio hunt.
Not since Ohio.
That's all I've done.
Yeah, I'm
And,
sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't make it, brother. I'll be at the next one.
There you
Yeah,
go. But I'm probably do it now. But I've been really cautious, except for that trip up there. But I had to make that trip. I just had to do it, and you know, it was. I didn't know I was going. It was right at the end, and then my wife
Glad you did.
got me a surprise going. Her and Chris, and then there I was.
Right. Well, since I had said that we'd love to hear from any veterans in the hobby, and you were the first veteran to call in there, why don't you PM me your address, Striker, and we'll get you a nice camouflage Coil Tech hat out to you.
Nice.
Wow. Okay.
Courtesy of our friends at Coil Tech and Beyond Sight and Sound.
Well, that's
All right.
very nice, sir.
Not a problem.
But I wanted to jump in here and say hi to you and, you know, compliment you on a great show as usual and make sure Leighton and Kenny was still breathing, which is awesome. So.
Yeah, they...
We're still here, man.
I'm difficult at times, but they try to keep me in line.
There you go. Hey, Leighton, I want to... What part of New England are you from?
I'm in southeastern Mass.
Yeah,
Cape
that's
Cod
right.
area. Yeah.
Right. You see, I think I told you before, I'm originally from Maine. So.
Yep. I remember we spoke about it. That's correct.
So I've been threatening Swansea to get up there maybe before snow hits. So, you know, maybe I can plan it so, you know, I can...
Let me know. Yeah, let me know, because actually, you know, I was just in touch with him just before the Ohio dig, and our plans kind of just didn't jive with each other, but let me know. Maybe I'll head up that way.
Hey,
Yeah,
Striker.
I want to get up there and see how my mom's doing. So,
Oh, awesome.
you know.
I
Yeah,
did
let
a
me
little
know. Look me
stint
up.
in Maine, actually.
You did what?
Yeah, well, I did a little stint in Maine. Years ago, I ran a club there at Orchard Beach.
I was born in Pine Point, sir.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I was up there, I think it
World.
was 84, 85, 86, and 87 I was up there. And, well,
Yeah,
just
I
for
was-
half the year. As soon as that snow came, we were gone.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was in the Navy 80, 84. So
Wow.
I was done then. Yeah. But,
Now, I'm
that's a-
surprised, because Swansea's in the chat. I'm surprised he didn't say something like, you forgot to say that was 1884.
No, he did. Well, he already posted my age as 107. I thought he was trying to match my IQ, which is 30. I thought he was bragging about his. So, you know, I wasn't sure. But,
Well, you know, with Swans, you got to watch him. You got to keep an eye on him.
Yeah, well, you know, he's a short, fat guy that went to that Ohio day, so.
Right?
He told me that. I never laughed so hard. Everyone thought he was short and fat. I was crying when
Yeah.
he told me that.
Oh, yeah, I kind of wonder what he thought when I first told somebody. He said, yeah, he also has a sideline job. He does great impersonations. Look, tell him to stand sideways and stick out his tongue. He's a zipper.
Oh, God.
There you go. Why? Well, it's a good thing I didn't go. If you would have got a picture of me and him standing next to each other, we would look like the number 10. So.
Nice.
That's even better. I like that one. That's great.
Well, and I'm sure that there's been a few people tell Swansea he's number one.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Well, you know, hey, you know, like I told him, I'm 5'11", 220. So, you know, I told him, I said, you know, if we ever go up on the ice up here, if I fall through, I'm going to float. Said, your ass is going right to the bottom.
Yeah, he'll be struggling to try and hang on to you there to stay afloat.
Yeah. Yeah, stick gaffing for his life.
Right.
All right. Well, I want to thank you, Josh, for taking my call. And Leighton and Kenny, it was great talking to you again. I'll be talking to you soon, hopefully.
All right.
All right,
Give me
you
a
too,
call when
man.
you get in the area, buddy.
All right. You guys have a great night. I'll be
You
listening.
too, Striker. And PM me that address.
I will, sir. Thank you.
All right. Swansea says in the chat he's actually 4'3" and 350 pounds.
That would be incorrect.
Yeah, I'm sure you had the opportunity to meet him there in Ohio, and Leighton did as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Robbie is also a veteran, I see posted in the chat. And Miss Vicky Jackson is in the chat.
Oh, welcome.
Ah, so we've got a few people roaming around there chatting it up. Swansea keeps stirring it up.
Josh,
Yes.
Home Finder here. I got that info you wanted on your bullet you found on your hunt in
Oh,
Ohio.
well.
I'm gonna put it in the chat for you.
Oh,
Hey, how's it going, man?
nice.
Pretty good. Oh, wait a minute. Text too long. Bummer.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you
I'll
ready?
post it on the Beyond Sight and Sound group.
Beyond Sight and Sound group. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Home Finder was also another one that had kind of wished he would have made the Ohio dig. I'm
Maybe
sure
next
you
year.
would have gotten a kick out of meeting him, Kenny.
Yes, indeed, I would have.
All right,
Really
Ken.
would. How you doing, buddy?
Really good.
Yeah, that
Okay,
was. Go ahead.
The British did make that, Josh.
Nice.
It was called the Pattern 1853 Enfield, P53 Enfield, and Enfield Rifle Musket. It was a 5.577 caliber mini-type muzzle-loading rifle musket.
Mm-hmm.
The British used it from 53 to 67.
Wow.
So it fits right into your timeline.
Yep. Yep. And for those who may not realize, Home Finder has a little bit of a forte, we'll say, in projectiles and firearms.
Yeah, a little bit.
He's been around a time or two and shot a couple.
Just a
Outstanding.
couple.
So, what about
Okay.
what about you, Home Finder? Have you been out digging any?
I got out today and found something I haven't cleaned up yet. It's got a hook on one side. It's an octagon, small. It's either brass or copper. I'm not sure what it is. I was going to let you take a look at it.
Interesting.
I posted that over onto the, where you told me.
Oh,
How's
okay.
that AT Pro working for you? Looks like it's working pretty good.
Oh, yeah, I haven't had any problems with it at all.
Worked pretty good when he dug that Morgan silver dollar.
Man, I was like, really? I mean, that was just. Those don't come every day.
1889, 10 inches away from my first wheat.
And I believe I made a remark off air
Yeah.
to Josh during that. I told Josh, watch him go out and find a Morgan. Do you remember that, Josh?
Mm-hmm. And he did. In his own yard, even. So, like we say, you know, sometimes that's the best place to start, is your own yard.
Yeah, well, I sort of needed a little experience on how to use one since I'd never had one before.
Right. Yeah, only been in the hobby just a couple months, and already has a Morgan silver dollar under his belt.
Yes, sir.
Definitely nice to see.
I'd like to get him down here in some of this, Civil War, but it's everything's got history to it. Doesn't matter if it's Civil War, coins, jewelry, ocean finds, whatever. It's all history, and it's all needs preserved.
That's right. It's all history, and it's everywhere to be found. It may be different types for its geographical locations, but it's all there.
Yes.
All you gotta do is get out and dig it. Which we certainly did plenty of in Ohio, didn't we?
We did. But I tell you what, met a lot of great people up there. Put faces to names, and that was worth the trip by itself.
Right. That definitely was worth the trip, just to be able and meet everyone, put names to faces, so to speak, people that you may have only talked to on the phone or the internet or anything like that. And that's the great thing about these group hunts like that.
Yeah, it is. It is. And, of course, Frank, I mean, what can you say about Frank? And then he's a character, man. That guy is awesome. Just to everybody, though, you know, Swans and everybody, it was a great hunt.
Oh, yeah, it was. And I guess a big shout out to our friends at Mine Lab, too. There was just a very, very nice amount of Mine Lab swag there for people to take home. Very generous of them.
Absolutely.
And everything went off pretty well, I would say. We made some finds. The machines worked. We found metal.
You know what was that kick? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think that Mine Lab donated, geez, they must have had over 100 bags there, did they not? All different sizes?
Right.
Hats?
Yeah, there were some hats there, some gloves, some water bottles, some fines pouches, a couple of polos, even a couple of backpacks.
Yeah, I know. I think Drew actually won one of them,
yeah, he did.
Ended up with one.
Yeah, Drew won one in the raffle.
It was sweet.
Yeah, he was pretty pleased to see that, and really, if anybody gets a chance to get a hold of one of them Mine Lab backpacks, they're nice.
I tried to get his. He was watching that little bugger.
I didn't figure you'd be too interested in that. It didn't have any orange accent.
Oh, well, that's what duct tape is for, buddy.
Well, that's true. Oh, I think we may have swans in the house.
No, you have the Oompa Loompa in the house.
Oompa Loompa.
Oh.
Yeah, the little short fat guy just called in.
Yeah.
Nice.
So how's it going, Swans?
I'm doing well, guys. It was a pleasure meeting Kenny out there, Josh out there, Leighton out there, too. Leighton, anytime you want to come up to New Hampshire, like Craig said, you're more than welcome, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate that invite. I know we talked briefly before the hunt there, and things just didn't work out for us. But, maybe once he gets up there, maybe I'd come see you guys.
Once you come up here, you're never going to go back.
Oh, you know that. I mean, that goes without saying. I can't wait to get up there, man.
I don't know. Leighton's in a pretty nice spot where he is, too.
That's
That's
all right.
correct,
All
yeah.
good.
Also, I just wanted to say, 107th birthday for Craig. That's a milestone. Most people don't live that long.
Right? He's still going strong.
So far, so good, anyway. I mean, he's deteriorating. He's looking like a rotten apple out in an orchard at this point, but, he's still moving.
Maybe having to use a little lighter machine now or put some wheels on it.
Well, that's exactly what his wife said, too. Put some wheels on the bottom of the detector, and he'll be able to move on for generations.
Yeah. All-terrain wheels, and he's got himself his own metal-detecting roller cane.
Correct.
Wow.
Right. Yeah, he's probably better off just getting one of those new toys that you see out on the market there with a little remote control car with it's got 2 inches of depth, so he might be able to find something with that thing.
Well, see, if you go along with him, you can help him dig. Well, I don't know. What do you think, Stryker?
Oh, I can't believe I'm getting insulted on Veterans Day.
I didn't even know he was still on the line. Oh, Jesus.
He snuck in on
I
you.
can believe it, actually.
I try to be nice to the guy, because he's like 6'2", 85 pounds. I invite him to go to the movies, and he can't go because he can't hold the seat down. So he's sitting higher than everybody else. So, finally when I gave him the popcorn and 3 packages of mint juleps, the seat finally came down. He was good, but he kept going up as he ate the stuff.
Gotta kind of drop a brick in his lap or something.
Yeah, something. I just, I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting insulted here. I was like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
But, he's right, Leighton. I mean, you go to New Hampshire, you won't come back. We'll be stuck there for like a couple of months building them bird feeders because somebody keeps stealing them.
Right, Swansea can't keep a bird feeder around.
My God. Must be the bears, no?
Well, floating to Swansea. It's a 400-pound pigeon, but I don't know. So
A 400-pound pigeon. Oh boy.
A 400-pound scotch and water, it sounds like.
Right? And I see in the chat here, Duke Dillon made it home safe and sound from the Ohio dig, which is good.
Yes.
Nice to see he made it back. That was certainly an added bonus to be able to finally meet and talk with him. We
I think
had
just go on down the list too. I mean,
yeah.
I enjoyed talking to Josh Silva too, man. Me and him got back there and started talking
Oh,
about Civil
love
War relics,
talking to
and
Josh.
It was like somebody looking at us like, "You guys ever going to be quiet?" And I'm like, "No, probably not." But anyway, it was very interesting. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, Leighton and I spent a little bit of time up on the ridge there talking with Susie Wise about her CTX and Duke Dillon.
Yes, we did.
Mr. Paddle Masters.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like I said, I've been talking to Swansea for like 2 years now. We keep threatening to hook up, and I can't wait to get up there. I mean, we find like the coins and the rings down here, and he finds the the Civil War stuff, the colonial stuff, which that'd be a great switch.
Promise me when you get up there, buddy, you give me a buzz. I'll make the trip.
Yeah,
right.
That would be awesome. Yeah, well, just Swansea told me you got to make sure to fill your plugs back in so he doesn't fall in them. So,
I'll do my best.
yeah, I assured him I always fill my plugs, so we're good. So,
That's
right.
it. Fill every hole you can. That's my motto.
yeah.
Yeah, and Leighton's usually down in there too. Man, them Indians you've been hitting been every bit of probably 10 and 12 inches.
Oh yeah.
My God.
Been crazy. I got 2 more yesterday before the rain. Another 10-inch. 2
Nice.
10-inch ones. Unbelievable.
What's that bring your count up to now?
I am at 80 in the last 5.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, 80 Indians out of the same park. Well, I shouldn't say this. It's 80 Indians out of the same park. I've got
Out of the same general area.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's kind of divided in 3 different areas, but it's all the same park. And I've nicknamed it Indian Park because there's just so many of them in there. It's crazy.
Right.
Isn't that crazy, man? You probably got other hunters in there too. So how many? How many are they finding?
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
yes.
Absolutely.
Lately, the area I've been hitting, I'd be doing good to dig 80 of them in 5.5 years.
Right. And I guess also, Leighton, that probably if you go back a couple of decades or maybe even more, that was one park.
It probably was, yeah, exactly. I'll tell you, I've been hunting the place for about 40 years myself. Josh was just talking about the Coil-Tech coil. That was kind of outside of my deep silver program that I made, which is helping me find them deeper coins. I've been using my 10x5 Coil-Tech coil, and it's given me better separation between the trash, so I'm not just getting more than one multiple signal under the same coil.
Right.
I've shortened up that width, so it's definitely made a big difference for me.
Right. 803, you're on the air.
You're on
Who
the
do we
air.
have?
Is that us?
Yeah.
That's you.
Vicky.
Hey, South Carolina.
Yeah, I recognize that voice and accent. How's it going?
Hey, Todd.
Hey.
We got Vicky, Alan, and Bolton sitting here.
Oh my, it's a group call.
Got the whole trio. This is Alan here. Boyd.
Oh,
All
and
right.
Vicky.
Well,
Welcome
So,
to the show.
yeah, welcome. Have you all been out digging since Ohio?
Oh, yeah. We went out this past weekend, a few days, pretty much the whole day on Sunday with Albert Alfu
Ah,
and
Nice.
Tim Clark down here. So,
Tim Clark drove down from Ohio.
oh wow.
Nice.
Well,
It was raining
Man,
and
is there
very
any-
cold.
Is there anybody that's still driving from Ohio? I see it.
I think
Man.
it was very cold, but Albert and Tim Clark kind cold for me. It was in the 50s.
Well, I don't know. 50s would still be all right for most of us up here in the north and the northeast, but I imagine for you all, that's a little on the chilly side.
A little bit, but we dig all winter long, so at least we got that to our advantage.
Right.
Yes.
Now, does it frost down there?
It didn't last year. Well, except one day last year we got snow on November 1st.
Then it was
A lot
gone
of
November
snow.
2nd.
Right.
No, it was the day after Halloween. We woke up the day after Halloween and bam, 4 inches or 4?
Yeah, 4 inches.
4 inches of snow. I mean, that's huge for us. We had to close school down.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I remember that too because it came through here first, through Mississippi and Tennessee and stuff. I think we had like 4 inches, and I think we did a snow bucket challenge out of that. And then,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
yeah, right. And then, I don't know, a couple hours later it was gone.
4
Yeah.
Well, I know it's crazy. It's crazy that we closed school down, but we don't have the equipment that you guys have up
Right.
here.
Right, you
Right.
guys
We
just
have
aren't
school
equipped
buses,
for
you know.
that sort of stuff. That's like when it snows in Texas. It's just not economically feasible to put the money out for the equipment and the cost of maintaining it when you may only use it once every other year or something.
Yeah, well, the lady that got hit by the truck doesn't think that.
That's right.
Dang.
Well, that's true.
Well, guys,
Definitely.
we just wanted to call in and say hey, and we'll let somebody else call in, but we're enjoying listening to you, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Awesome.
Nice, thank you.
Thanks for dropping by.
Thanks
You know,
for calling
Josh, I
in.
was reading.
Thank
I was
God.
reading. Yes. Duke
You-
Dillon was in here talking about he held a cannonball from Shiloh. I saw it, and I finally got my computer up here, and then I've got one from Shiloh actually buried in my backyard.
Wow.
And I did that because there's some controversy over some of these shells, but there was a glycerin-based shell and there was a black powder-based shell. If you don't know which one is which or have any inkling of it could be or not, you need to I put it back in the ground where it belongs, and then when I got the guy that's going to drill, then we take it to him or he can come and get it.
Right. Now, that's not the one that you packed out, is it?
Yes, it is.
Ah.
Actually, yeah, the guy that was going to drill that is I don't know, he got sick, something didn't work out there. So I've got another guy that's going to do it, and he said you do it for $25, and I was like, have at it, because I wouldn't do it for 20 grand. But,
That's right.
he just seems to know what he's doing, and he drills a lot of them, and has drilled a lot of them. He's still in one piece, so I'll let him try this one. Of course, I just pray it's not mine that does it.
Right. So the bandit's going, I may be on the certifiable side, but not that far.
That's right.
I guess they put them underwater, don't they? Or trickle water on them as they're drilling them slow?
Yeah,
That's
some
enough
of
for
them
me.
just keep water running over them. Others actually submerge them.
I think I'd go with the submersible,
I think so,
Right.
too.
and then just get an extra long drill bit and drill real slow so she doesn't heat up.
Right. Better to err on the side of caution rather than try to relocate your building.
Yeah, or be like Kenny said, for $25 he can come and get it.
Right.
Yeah, I've had more than one of them drill, but and the other guy's really good at it, man. I mean, you take it up there, you drop it off, and go back and get it in an hour. I mean, if he's not
Oh, no
busy.
kidding.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just those things bother me a little bit. I love finding them, though, man. And I got some videos that's going to be coming up. I got a couple of people showing up down here. We're going to go ahead and do some of the hardcore relic recovery. Finish where I left off with that. We got another, 3 or 4, 5 places that's linked to that, and that ship, the USS Lexington, which is mentioned on the diggers, by the way. So that's going to be fun.
Looking forward to that.
Right. And it looks like we've got a few other new ones in the chat. I see Bliss Tool.
Yeah.
So, we're seeing some new names, or fresh names, or even returning names. Nothing wrong with that at all.
That's right. In Utah, there it says, please don't go walking through Kitty's backyard. No,
I just seen that.
Yeah, a couple of Hoskins.
Yeah,
be all right.
booby trapped. Be very careful. Tread lightly.
Right. Yeah, don't step there, please.
Yeah.
Should rope that off, probably.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, might want to, or
stake it off.
Put a few markers out in the yard or something. Throw a pile of horseshoes on top of it.
Yeah, now we got shrapnel, even more. That's good.
Well, you know, that's better than sprinkling them Vicksburg bullets around it.
Yeah. You had to bring that up, didn't you? Yeah, I put the wrong address on those for you guys waiting on them. So they said at the post office, if I didn't go up there, I don't know why they didn't notify me or put it back. I actually filled out a little thing like, why did you? And but anyway, they're on the way now and everything's cool. But that's what the holdup is I put the wrong address on them.
Nah, it happens.
It does.
You have that from time to time. But that's the way it goes.
It is. I was just glad they made it back.
Yeah, that some people, when they ship that stuff, they don't bother putting a return address on it, but really, it doesn't matter what you're shipping. If you're going to ship it, put a return address, just in case, because you never know.
That's right.
What could transpire with that? Let's see here. 352, you're on the air. Who do we have?
Hey, Josh, this is Derek Asklar, just calling in, brother, just checking with you. Great show tonight.
Yeah, I saw the name in the chat there. How's it going?
Oh, pretty good over here at the DIV over here in Culpeper, getting ready for it and everything. Just been traveling around a little bit. I was actually up in your neck of the woods last week there, over there seeing Tim Glick just down the road from you.
Yeah, I saw those posts. You've been kind of on the road, hitting the circuit, so to speak.
Oh, yeah, I'm just enjoying getting the coil to the soul, Just, it's kind of nice. Don't really care what I find, just as long as I get to different states. And met up with Free Ringer and Thunderdome over there outside of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And did some hunting with them, and met up with Craig Talley and Chuck Acton up there in Alexandria.
Murfreesboro's a good place to hunt.
Yeah.
Oh, brother, there's so much history there. Gosh, we were hunting. I haven't posted up the videos yet or nothing, but we were hunting an old road bed, and I tell you what, just digging one bullet out took about 10 minutes, getting through that gravel and dirt and stuff.
Right. Yeah, I
ended up finding
as well.
Yeah, ended up finding some 69 calibers and three ringers and stuff like that, and some odds and ends that I don't even know what they are. So, but just having fun. Just wanted to check in with you guys. I've been listening to the show on and off here. Oh, shoot, forever. It seems like I'm just enjoying it. Trying to get out here to DIV, and hopefully I can find something. It'd be nice.
I bet you will, man. I bet you will.
Make sure you post up there, Derek. We want to hear about it and see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I just I met up with some of the guys down here. There's a ton of people here already, which is good and everything. I guess met up some truly veteran hunters over here. I mean, these guys have 40+ years experience. I know they do, and just hearing the stories and stuff like that's been a lot of fun. So
yeah, you're definitely in the company of some very knowledgeable diggers.
Right, and they'll share it with you.
Yeah, it's kind of like what we did up there at Detector Palooza a couple of years ago, Josh. It's nice putting names to faces and getting a chance to talk to these guys one-on-one, instead of just on the internet or whatever. It's just they're great ambassadors of the hobby. All these guys are. I mean, we've been pretty fortunate, and Tim and Tom and all the guys in Tennessee and stuff like that. Just great guys to hunt with and good people. So, but I just wanted to call in and check in with you guys. A great show and everything, and I'll let somebody else call in and everything, and I'll post up what I find if I find anything.
Well, if Butch is there, watch out.
That history, man.
If Butch is there, watch out. He may try to talk you into digging a pit for him.
Hey, there you go. I'll tell you what, Three Ringer had me going up. I mean, Josh, I'm a flatlander. I'm down in Florida with flatlanders. I was up and down off of mountains and, climbing hills that I almost needed a rope to get up underneath barbed wire fences and everything else. They definitely put the hurt on me a little bit, but oh, go ahead.
Kenny would have been going, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. I'm at home now.
Yeah, no doubt. I remember seeing it wasn't you were the one that did the video of hanging off the side of the mountain with the rope?
Yes, he was.
I did. And the only bad timing about that was I just spent like 2.5 months in the mountains in Tennessee digging ginseng, so I was already beat up. So, but, it worked.
Yeah, it was a good video, but that's what I felt like. I'm like, and I shot some video, and me and Thunderdome were at the top of the mountain, and Tom was trying to make his way up to it. And we didn't realize they'd put new barbed wire fences everywhere. So we're over there trying to get either underneath or over top. And you're on an incline. Thank God I didn't have to go down the hill. I probably would just, if you made one wrong slip, you were going to tumble pretty good. But we had a blast.
There was a lot of stuff that didn't make it on that video. And it's very easy to lose your footing because you got to trust yourself to lean backwards in some of the spots. So that's not easy when you got all that stuff on you.
That's right.
Oh yeah, definitely. And the leaves too. The fall leaves. And I'm a big guy anyways. I'm not sure-footed sometimes, but I get slipping on those leaves, and that's what I was more worried about. Anything just coming down the side of it, and shoot, you get hurt up there, and it's going to be hard to get down. So, but it all worked out good. So we all found some stuff, and hung out for a while, did a couple shows and stuff like that, and. I hope to get over. You guys go over to Vicksburg, don't you, Kenny?
Yes.
Yeah, over at Vicksburg.
Yeah, let me tell you, some of that terrain right there, it looks like literally the bottom fell out. So you're kind of standing on a ridge, and you can vision what it used to look like or whatever, but then you shut your eyes and open them again, and you see what it looks like if part of the land just sunk about 100 feet or 200 feet, and it was very treacherous. And Beer Barrel there, Chris Engel, attest to that. He followed me, and but I tell you what, I'd do it again.
Yeah, he did it like a trooper.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, he told me, because the first thing I get to the top of the hill, and there's Kenny down at the bottom of it already. He'd called me a couple of different times, and but yeah, you're a hunting son of a gun, I tell you that much. But Tom was like that. You and Tom would get along good. Three Ringer there. He'll scale a mountain up there and back down, and he's all over the place. Boy, you just never know where you're going to find him at. And,
like a billy goat.
Right. Well, but man, they did it. I mean, imagine them back then, the mules and everything. They got stuff up there. I was like, how in the heck? But I was like, you just got to go where it is. You either do, or you don't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's why we were doing that road bed and everything. And we've actually, the first day we tried to do it with just shovels, and you just couldn't even get into it. It seemed like a half an inch at a time, and we went back, and then Thunderdome brought out some hand picks and stuff like that. That's the way we were just beating that ground, and I was using a Glock entrenchment shovel and just pounding the ground to get down deep enough to get the targets. And a couple of them were safe because we just couldn't get any deeper there. I think they were shoulder deep on this one target, and you never did get it. It's like, good God. I mean, you get to the point where you just can't dig any. You're gonna have to dig a pit in order to get to whatever the item is, and it may have been big old metal or whatever, but it was huge, whatever it was. But underneath an old road bed like that goes through an old cornfield or whatever, it's you don't want to see what it is. The big metal always kind of made me think, well, it could be anything. It could be a catch of coins, could be whatever. You got to chase it down, but. Thunderdome got on one where he dug down 4 inches, hit a flat rock, totally flat rock, about 2 foot by about 1.5 foot. He pulled that rock out of there, and he was still getting the signal. And he digs down another 4 inches and hits another flat rock. And we couldn't get that one out of the way. He told me he was going to bring a sledgehammer and break it because I don't know what
work. It doesn't work. I took a chisel and hammered one out up in Tennessee there, and well, all of the soil, is rocky here, when you get on the higher stuff. And I did the same thing. I got a big old rock, and it was about a 3x4. Well, I moved that joker, and it took, I don't know, an hour probably. And then I hit another one. It was another big rock, and I was like, no, I'm going to come back tomorrow and I'll have my stuff. And I beat that thing for 2.5 hours. I was wore out, and I didn't even chip it.
Oh. Man, it makes you wonder what could be, even if it's iron, why was it put there? Well, did they stack those flat rocks on top of it?
No, what that was, now, the rocks we have is kind of like what they call it. It looks like it's old. It was put together, man-made, years and years ago. And there was some academy in this area. There was some forts and different stuff. And what it looks like, and when they left, they just blew the stuff up. So, they wouldn't, nobody else could get them, and a lot of that fell over the relics. And there it lays to the day. Okay. Because I have moved some of them and found 69 cows. I found musket balls under those things. But they're a pain.
And probably in some pretty decent shape, too, seeing as how the rocks would have protected them from the elements, so to speak.
Yeah, they haven't been moved for, in this case, 153 years. So
right.
You find it like it was, man. So that's what's neat about it.
They just killed us walking away from that. We were just both looking at each other. Even Tom was doing that. He said, man, I hate to leave this. It has to be something, as a relic hunter, you just don't want to, give up on a target. But it just gets to a point where you don't have the right tools there, and it's just too deep. It's the relic safe, is what Tom calls it, and it saves itself. So
right.
We had a couple of those.
Yeah. Did you see the video where I was actually digging on and I make sure I put it back just like I find it too, but it was actually on a breastworks, and I got this this signal was just good, and I'm digging. I put that shovel in there as hard as I could, and I moved maybe a 1/4 inch. And I'm like, what in the heck, man? But they really stacked that thing in about, I don't know, close to an hour of getting down to only 6. I don't even think it was 6 inches. It was a pistol bullet, and and it was worth it. It was worth it. That thing was fired, from towards them guys hiding behind that breastworks, and that was pretty neat. Wow. It was heck to get to.
I did end up finding. I was up there with Tim Glick up there just south of Columbus, and ended up finding they call it a kilt. It's I call it an axe head, but it's like 500 years old, I guess, what they were telling.
The long ones that spread out and kind of like in an oval.
Well, it looks like a tomahawk head, but it's not. It's too small to be that. They said it's actually a scraper, but I didn't know what. I'm not into Indian artifacts really, but I posted it up, and they're telling me it's a celt, I guess, a stone made out of granite of all things. But I was out there detecting and just happened to see it laying on the ground, but it's not. Josh, you probably get into those over there where you're at, because you're only like, 50 miles from Columbus or something, or maybe a little farther, but...
I'm a little further than that. It's probably 2.5 hours.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, still, you're in Ohio. A lot of these guys in Ohio are saying they're finding a lot of stone stuff, arrowheads and everything else.
I'm in Ohio, but I'm pretty much a stone's throw from Indiana.
Right. Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure, whereabouts you're at. I never found anything in Indiana like that. But, I find a few arrowheads down in Florida, but it's usually just walk up on them, and after a rain or something. But they just chisel plowed this field and just brought up stuff. This rock, this kelp just looks so different compared to everything else. You couldn't miss it. It was laying right on top of the ground. And one of the oldest finds I ever made. That was kind of cool. I never thought I'd be looking for stones while I was out metal detecting. But
well, that thing was probably made over in Russia somewhere, because before the ocean covered up that peninsula there in Alaska, that's how they traveled. And that was the Clovis Indians made a lot of that stuff. And so that rock ain't even it's not a native rock to this area.
Oh, really? Okay. See, I don't know anything about this kind of stuff. I've been on some of the artifact sites and stuff that a lot of these guys that have, Facebook pages and stuff like that for Indian artifacts and stuff they find, and arrowheads and everything. And they were real helpful. Everybody was, and they kind of knew what it was right when I put it up. But, yeah, I was just interested in the whole history of it. I don't know if I'll go out there and sift dirt to find them, but it was kind of neat finding it laying on the ground. So
Right.
But anyway, guys, I'll let somebody else call in and everything. I'm gonna, hey, happy Veterans Day to all you guys out there who served and everything. We appreciate it, and I'm gonna get off here and let somebody else call in. But nice talking to you guys.
All right.
You
Well,
too.
let all them diggers know we're waving a hand to them, and tell Pauline we said hi.
Oh yeah, she's right here.
Hey, Todd.
But yeah, I've been telling the guys to tune in tonight. I knew your show was going to be on and everything, so hopefully a few of them, clicked in and everything, and just show the support and everything and the love. But
Yeah, we
I'll talk to you
appreciate
guys later.
All right. We'll see you,
too.
Derek.
All right, catch you later. Yep, bye-bye.
Yeah, he's certainly having fun making the rounds around the country, so to speak.
Well, yeah, and just think about it. He's going to wake up in the morning, and he's going to be there where, man, a lot of things went on. And hunt all
Oh,
day.
yeah. Absolutely. And let's see here. Looks like they're still chatting it up pretty good in the chat. Utah was talking about how he was basically being a gymnast with swan dives and hill sledding.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be planning on doing any of that again anytime soon.
Probably not.
That sounds like that, well, I know he was kind of stoved up for a little bit after that 30-foot slide he took.
Now, 30 foot don't sound a lot until you actually travel it really quickly.
Yeah.
And subtly at the bottom.
I guess it wasn't too bad until that tree decided to help him out and stop him.
Yeah.
I found their barbed wire, by the way. Oh my God. I never went down and got up so fast to look around, see if anybody saw me. And then everything I thought was cool, I got about halfway up the hill when I caught up with you, Josh, and the guy goes, I saw that. I said, oh, nice. Did you hear about that, Kenny?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Well, opening day, everybody trying to get over the fence real gingerly and.
Right down the bottom by the road. You talking about that fence?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
I found
I
that
had a
right.
little difficult time with that, too. Predator hooked on that edge on it when I went over it, and it almost got me.
That's all right. You guys weren't the only ones. I almost had an issue getting out. But as I was trying to keep my balance to keep from going down in the ditch, all of a sudden it was like I was weightless or something, just whoosh right out of the problem area. And come to find out, Kurt had seen me struggling a little bit and grabbed onto me and just hefted me right up out. It's like, good grief! If I need a lift, I'll have to call you, Kurt.
Yeah.
Right.
And for what it's worth, Josh, that Ohio dirt tastes pretty good, by the way. Oh man, got me an old mouthful of that, and got some moss, and I got the first fall out of the way real quick. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, there you go. At least it wasn't anything worse.
Right.
Because that's one good thing. As far as I know, Utah was the only one that came remotely close to a serious injury.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. Everyone conducted themselves properly and stayed safe and all of that. Because when you're hunting woods and terrain like that, it's real easy for an accident to happen.
Well, by the end of the second day, I mean, you know how it is, Kenny. You're up and down the mountains all the time. See, I'm flatlander too, almost not quite as bad as Florida. We do have some hills and stuff that we climb up and down, but not as bad as you do, or for that matter, Josh. But my feet were heavy at the end of the second day. So,
right, getting a little wore down.
Yes, sir.
And that's even, I drink. It used to be vitamin water, but it really had too much sugar in it, and I drink that. They get a free plug here, I guess, but that Sobe, man, that Sobe's real good. It's got all the potassium and stuff. That's what you're losing, and if you don't replenish that, you're in trouble.
Right, you got to keep your electrolytes up.
Yeah, the electrolytes, exactly.
Oh, and don't forget the iodine, by the way.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Got to have the iodine.
Yeah. I had some in my sling pack just in case.
Cost me about 10 pounds of ginseng, that little incident.
Ooh.
That's not good.
Not to mention the hospital and all that jazz.
Right.
Yeah, so the 10
prepared.
pounds of ginseng was just the beginning. That's not counting the medical expenses.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but you know what? That's all right. I got through it. I'm moving on. Fixing to start digging, making some videos, preserving some history, and ginseng will be there next year.
Live, learn, and move on.
That's right.
And I guess I've still got a few video clips that I've got to get put up sometime. With that camera going down, I did lose quite a bit, but I do still have some to put up. Yeah, thankfully, I do have the horse, the stirrup recovery.
Nice.
To still upload that Josh Silva made.
Perfect, too. Perfect. It's a cavalry stirrup. We know they were on horseback. It was a raid, not a battle. And so, I mean, that's what you're going to have. I mean, when you find that infield like that, and right up from there, I found those musket balls, and for all that to just kind of be on that one side, on the other side of where the ravine was, that showed you which side they come, riding them horses down. You just picture it all, man. I just sat there and looked at it. I'm like, wow, man. It's just, here I am sitting up here in Ohio, which I'm not used to, but yeah, I'm still in the woods, man. We were in there, and finding that stuff, kind of the way it was found, and then he pulled out that stirrup. That was outstanding.
Oh, that was just awesome, and I mean, as soon as he had an idea of what it was, he hollered for Leighton and me, and we were both right there. Videos, pictures, watching him recover it. It was a great experience.
Yeah, I've got 3 videos from that hunt that I'll be putting out this week. I'll put them out this week.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
So the Dirtbandit gets a video out again.
Yeah, and the guys, I think his name was Ryan. He's as soon as we got in there, he was the first one to find a bullet. Which, of course, the excitement kind of just spread like wildfire. The bullets found. He's like, hey, well, he just won. So, but anyway, I went over and videoed it for him, and I'm sure he'll be glad when he gets that up and be able to see that. So, always good, to say that history, but it's not too bad to view it later either.
Right. Yeah, it's not only are we preserving the history, we're preserving the memories too.
Right.
I think all of us that have the GoPros and the cameras and everything, I mean, I find myself sitting here sometimes, like on today, a day like today, or in the middle of the winter when we can't do anything up here in the Northeast, reminiscing and watching our own videos. It's that much more fun the second time around.
I could not tell you how many times I have watched that Vicksburg video.
I know. It's amazing.
Over and over, man. Yeah. It's just because the guys that were there, it was just outstanding. It was a great hunt, man. I just don't know how it could have got better than that. And I know you guys have heard me say it over and over. And Mr. Chris Engel will vouch for that. And Kevin Strahan, John DeVille, all them guys digging deep south. But we had a great time. It's just good, man. If you can mix with some of these guys and gals and get out there and preserve that history and meet people, it didn't get any better.
Absolutely. And that was pretty much the same situation there at Vicksburg. You guys were putting names to faces, getting to meet new friends, reconnect with old ones.
Right. That's exactly right. And, that was on last year, December the 13th and 14th. I think I stayed an extra day, 15th, I believe it was. And then it was just, we all got in the rooms. We had rooms pretty close to each other, and we had all this research laid out. So we're sitting there. I think there was some photos took of it and even put on Facebook, but we were really hitting the research on it, because when you commit to one of those hills or mountains, whatever you want to call it, you want to get it right, because you get to the top of that joker and, that's not it. That's not cool.
Right. That's a whole lot of work to have to turn around and do it all again in another spot.
Right.
The only good thing that comes out of that, Kenny, once you get up there and there is nothing, you're going downhill. That's the only good thing about that.
That's right.
Downhill's fine, but straight down is not. I mean, this was just they called it Walnut Hill for a reason because I mean, it's like walking on a walnut, man. You got room enough to stand up on one end, and there you go, just about off the other. Some of them.
How many guys showed up for that hunt?
I think they was maybe 9, 8, 9, 10 of us.
Nice.
Something like that.
That's nice. Close and personal.
Yeah.
One of the best hunts I've ever had in my life, man. Hands down.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and a lot of times with that, I mean, the finds are nice, but it seems like it's primarily first and foremost the camaraderie, just, hanging out with the other diggers.
Right, and I think we ended up with 31 or 32 buttons, 80-something bullets, and of course the ladder badge, the officer ladder badge at Mr. Chris. I was right there when he dug them, and I told we watched the video, man.
I saw it. Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah,
We just had a great time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
I had a great time reliving it.
Yeah. Yeah, you get to go back through that stuff, or when like Leighton was saying, many of us with the GoPros, sometimes some of that footage doesn't make the video that's uploaded.
Right.
And you go back kind of looking through some of that old footage and going, oh man, why didn't I add this? Or something like that. Or, oh, that reminds me of this. And maybe I should upload that video.
Several videos that's like that, and I thought about, I was talking to Krista about it, maybe go through all of those and just put a compilation up of extra shots of different stuff, put a little music with it maybe, and just show the finds and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
The problem with the stuff that I cut out usually has a few lettered words that, let's just say, we can't air.
Just blank, 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 and you'd be all right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right, going, how do I deal with this? Well, if I cut the audio out and put music over it.
The day that I found the Morgan $50 in the farm field under a sinker, of all things, right? I just couldn't get away from him. My buddy's walking away, the local historian, and I call him back over, and now it's not me swearing, he's going, holy son of a... And I'm going, so I put, because appropriately, what I did was I cut his modern English out of the video, I would say, and I put in, because we were on a farm, every time he'd swear, I'd put in a cow noise or a horse.
Nice.
So it worked out perfect. It was great. It's a good video.
Nice way to do it. Good touch.
Yeah, it was a good touch. It was just one of those things.
I gotta remember that.
Yeah. So every time he'd go, son of a, and he'd go, moo. It was great.
And you got to be careful too where you're filming, because the landowner, you don't want his house in it. It's tough. I had a landowner one time was coming out, and this was Shiloh, and there's a good reason for it. But every time we would, we would shoot a video. Don't be shooting at that house. Yes, sir. That's only 8 times. Thank you. But they mean it.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
You want to be able to protect the landowner's privacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I always try to, I don't know about you guys, I always try to point downward on purpose, obviously, for the most part. I mean, if you're in the middle of the woods, as long as there's nothing in the backdrop, obviously that's not a big deal.
That's one story, but... Right,
but for the most part, we're in, all of our farms are pretty much rural, so we do have a lot of, people in the background, like you say. You got to watch what you're shooting in the background.
Yeah, you do. And I kind of try to, when I do my research, I kind of try to put the story of what I'm finding in the video. And so I do pan, because I'll pan around it, but the places I position myself where, nobody's going to know where that is anyway.
Right.
Right. So, but you want to get that shot of, and try to vision the soldiers camped there through, and then where you're finding your stuff at, because they burn the right for sure for people to see it. So get it right,
Yeah, well, it takes some thought, like you said. You put a little bit of thought and effort into it, and you have looked before you turn that camera on where you're looking as far as panning going, so that way
Right.
you know what's going to be in the background before you even shoot it, which is another good point.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
Well, I'd say with that wind rolling through and everything, we're probably getting close to the end of our rope for tonight.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to hear from some different people, stuff like that. Always great. Saw some new names in the chat.
Absolutely. Always good to see the new ones, and we thank all the listeners. And you know what? I didn't even get the chance to chat with anybody. I got on there, and it was on there for about 5 minutes and left, and I was trying to do something else with it. So I'll get this browser thing straightened out, hopefully before next Wednesday, right?
That's right. Well, I'm sure everyone else knows we appreciate everyone for dropping in. If you enjoyed the show, by all means, like, rate the channel, throw us some stars, show us love. Next week, who knows? But we'll be back. That's a given.
Absolutely.
So, until
Dig
then,
it all, baby.
Don't forget, Thursday, Family Campfire with Utah on YouTube. Friday, DA Live. And then, obviously, we'll be back again Wednesday next week.
Yeah, baby.